What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to Automotive Life. My name is Lucky, and today we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite subject, the used car market. Now, a lot has changed since our last video about 30 days ago, but we are seeing that trend continue with as far as cars being under $10,000 going up in value, and everything over $30,000 in value continue to go down. We're going to be talking about the used EV section, as well as regular used cars, luxuries, SUVs, trucks, and a whole lot more. And good news, if you're looking to buy a car, there's a lot of options coming up here shortly. So when I do these used car market updates, I try to get information from not only auctions and wholesale values, but as well as dealers, wholesalers, and brokers all across the United States, as well as looking at a lot of the websites. But I need your guys' help chiming in the comment section below if you're noticing any trends in your particular area. Because even though convertibles are going down on the East Coast, they're still holding firm on pricing here on the West Coast. So trends like that tend to go back and forth between different areas. So if I start talking about something, maybe it's a little bit different in your area, please let us know, and then also put where you're from. So let's go ahead and start off with the used EV market. No secret there, prices have absolutely been crashing. Not only prices, but values as well. Banks do not want to lend a certain type of money on these cars. I just talked to a gentleman this morning. He bought one of the Fiskars brand new, was super excited, and now his Fisker Ocean that he paid, I think, $67,000 or $68,000 is worth $26,000 today wholesale, which is absolutely horrendous. Now, he bought this car, I believe, in December or January of this year, which is scary. So in 4 months, he's lost about maybe 65% of his vehicle value. So that's just one of the things to kind of scare people when it comes to it. Now, Fisker is just kind of one of those things that popped up that the company's failing, a lot of management problems that they're having, and a bunch of electrical glitches with the actual system. But this continues on with Tesla. The Tesla just announced that the Cybertruck has an actual glitch with the accelerator pedal. It's getting stuck, won't stop accelerating. So they just announced that. It's supposed to hit like 5,000 or 6,000 Cybertrucks that are built all across the United States. So that's just one more black eye for Tesla. But we saw a very rapid resale value on those cars absolutely plummet in 45 days. It went from $20,000 for the first one to go at Manheim Auto Auction. Now I see them selling anywhere from between $140,000 and $160,000 either on Facebook or most auction wholesale sites. And let's go ahead and wrap that up with just the rest of the EVs. Same thing, they're all steadily dropping value. Now, a lot of it's because the fact that people just don't want to buy them, but also people are scared not knowing what's the future of the resale of EVs. So as everybody starts to sell these cars, unfortunately, the value keeps dropping faster and faster. Now, if you're looking at buying a used EV, now would be a great time. You could take advantage of that $4,000 tax credit if you buy used. And let's say you buy an $18,000 Tesla Model 3, you're getting $4,000 right off the bat. You know, you're saving a bunch of money. So for $14K, you can get a 2020, 2021 or something like that Model 3 with decent miles. Now, there's a bunch of these things scattered all over Hertz. Take your time. You definitely will find a deal when it comes to EVs. Now let's go ahead and move forward to economy cars. Now, economy cars are one of the few markets that's actually going up in value. Now, traditionally, not a lot of Americans want cheap, affordable cars. They want the big trucks, the SUVs, the luxury cars. But unfortunately, as inflation starts to get out of control, gas prices go higher, but especially insurance costs. We're seeing young drivers being absolutely kneecapped when it comes to buying more expensive cars. So their only hope is to buy something like a Nissan Sentra, Ford Focus, some sort of affordable economy car. So in the sub $15,000 economy car section, we've seen that go up about 6 to 8% from last month to this month. So I think that trend is going to continue because, once again, anything I believe that's affordable is actually going to go up in value, and everything that's very expensive is going to go down. Another thing that's putting a lot of pressure and making used economy cars go up in value is the affordability. When it comes to getting a loan for a used car, the average rate is around 13% right now, which is crazy. So if you're trying to buy something maybe that's 5 years old, that has 100,000 miles, don't be surprised if the bank hits you at 15% interest. So now that this pressure is on with 15% interest, if you're buying a $15,000 car, you're going to have a pretty decent payment. Follow that up with full coverage insurance, and a lot of people working regular jobs can barely afford that type of monthly payment. Now let's go ahead and move over to the SUV section. Now, SUVs obviously are the most popular things in the United States. That's what everybody wants now. Now, we're not going to break them up in economy sections where it's affordable SUVs and regular ones. We're just going to talk about all SUVs across the board. Now, A lot of the affordable ones have gone up in value, but unfortunately, especially the luxury and some of the bigger SUVs have gone down quite a bit in value. I remember, I think it was the Lincoln Navigator had like a 20% drop from month to month. So that just shows you that the market is trending that way as gas prices start going up as we lead into summer. Another thing, once again, the insurance. Insurance is extremely high when it comes to SUVs because they see you as a wrecking ball rolling down the road. So when you hit somebody, you're usually going to take out 2 to 3 cars. That's why your insurance tends to be a little bit more expensive. And especially if you get one of these luxury SUVs, or if you get one of these EV SUVs, the parts for those things are almost double the cost of a traditional car. So if you break the grille in your Cadillac Escalade compared to your Tahoe, you're looking at maybe a $380 grille aftermarket, or your OEM grille that you can only get from them for about $2,200. So as these things start to culminate, it's pushing the insurance prices way up. So let's go ahead and talk about the 2 fastest dropping sections, which is luxury cars and sports cars. Now, I believe the main reason why is because these cars really cater to people with disposable income. Now, during the pandemic and everybody and all these wannabe day traders, everybody had so much excess of money, buying a premium car or buying a sports car was no big deal. But as the market starts to cool down and you could see the economy literally turning to crap, I don't care what the news says, you're watching more and more people get rid of these luxury items and these cars. If you don't believe me, just look on Car Gurus. You can look up just about any sports car or luxury car you can think of, and most of the average days on market is somewhere around 90 days, which is 3 months supply, which is really bad. It should never get that high. That is higher than pre-pandemic levels. On top of that, I'm sure if you look at NFTs, luxury watches, stuff like that, we're watching prices drop dramatically. I want to get another Rolex Pepsi. When I was trying to buy one of those, they were around $23,000. Just last week, I went to a pawn shop and I saw one there for $14,000. I'm still going to wait. Once I get around $9,000 to $10,000, I might go out there and bite the bullet and get another one. But you can start to see a lot of these luxury items that people are liquidating. A friend of mine just opened up a store that sells secondhand luxury goods, which is like handbags, scarves, these Gucci backpacks that cost $5,000. All these luxury things, because all these people that bought this stuff during the pandemic are now fire selling everything because they can't afford it. So if you're looking at buying maybe a new watch, a luxury bag, or a luxury car, there's definitely deals out there. Now, a lot of dealers are going to tell you that they're not going to go down in price. You're going to have to pay the full thing. Don't worry about it. You're going to find deals in other places. A lot of people chime in the comment section like, oh, Lucky, the prices are still expensive and I can't get a deal on whatever this Lexus that I want or this Mercedes. You're not going to. Remember, the dealers pay just as much as what a lot of these other clowns did, and they're absolutely stuck in them. But if you just look around online and you keep lowballing people, I promise you, you will get a deal. Do not pay the dealer's price. Go ahead and say, you know what? I know you got it up for $68,000. I'll give you $60,000. I promise you, if it sits there for another 60 days, they're going to be calling you. They're going to be desperate. And a lot of my wholesaler friends, the biggest drops they've seen are in the luxury and sports car market, especially when it comes to C8s. If you're looking at buying a Corvette, now's the time. All these people are paying $70,000, $80,000 for 2020s, and now we're seeing them drop quite a bit. So let's go ahead and talk about trucks. Now, the truck market makes absolutely no sense. The stuff that happened during the pandemic was absolutely stupid, and I 100% blame the manufacturers. Most trucks went up 35% during the pandemic, and we're not talking like overinflation for used ones. We're talking about brand new cars. Now, traditionally, most new cars will go up maybe 2-3%, but 30% in 3 years was absolutely stupidity. They saw that most Americans wanted trucks and they were willing to overpay for them. I remember when trucks were something that you used to go to work, but for some reason everybody wanted this truck as a status symbol, leather interior, navigation, all this other stuff. So they realized that if Americans are dumb enough to pay way overpriced for a truck that basically rides rougher than most luxury cars, they're going to go ahead and charge the market. And so now they're finally paying for it. But the downfall is even though like the new car prices are coming down and a lot of these manufacturers are offering crazy incentives to get you to buy a new truck, they're still not affordable. Even if they drop them 5%, they're still 30% priced over what they were in 2019. So they still can't afford them. So what does that mean for the used car market? This is the only market where I've seen a lot of the prices stay the same. if not going up for some particular models. Because a lot of these people that can't afford these $80,000 work trucks are just trying to buy something maybe 30, 40, 50 grand that they can use in the meantime until prices come back down. But unfortunately, manufacturers are not going to drop the price of trucks 30%. So what does that mean? That means that all these truck prices are going to stay high. Now, I've seen a lot of deals out there and I'm seeing people starting to liquidate the cars. Are they going to stay high forever? Probably not. But since the fact that so many people want trucks, there are so many people willing to overpay for them. I'm not really sure why. You can get maybe a nice luxury SUV that's just as nice if you don't need the bed for work. But for some reason, all these people want 4x4 crew cab trucks that live in the city, that don't go off-roading, that drive them around and basically never do anything with them. They got to have the 4x4 crew cab and all this other stuff. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. If you can get something maybe a little bit smaller, a mid-sized pickup, you'll get a good deal on them. For some reason, Tacomas are still absolutely nuts. A lot of the Jeep Wranglers have come down really, really quick. I know that the Gladiators have fallen hard. So if you're looking for a better truck that's a little bit more cheap, but you don't need a V8, Jeep Gladiator might be a good deal for you. Now, one thing I've noticed about the truck sector are trucks under $10,000 and below are pretty much non-existent. During tax season, I probably got maybe 70, 80 calls every single month of, hey, I need to buy a cheap truck. I want to get something for my landscape business, a car for my kid, a secondary car, blah, blah, blah. We could not find any good trucks under $10,000. It was ridiculous. We sold a 2005 Ford Ranger extended cab. I believe it was a V6 4x4. It had 200 something thousand miles for $9,000 because there was absolutely nothing out there here in Las Vegas. I bought a lot of cars from California, shipped them over here, and we were getting top dollar here in Vegas, which was crazy. So if you're looking for an affordable truck, then unfortunately you're gonna have a much, much harder time. And if you're thinking about selling your truck, make sure you do the research and see how much you can get for it because prices have gone absolutely astronomical when it comes to cheap, affordable trucks. So now that we got all the bad news out of the way, what is the good news? What is the thing that's gonna make people excited about the used car market? Well, it's the fact that, like I said, we are trending downwards still and we're going towards the right direction. But now that the credit crunch is on, a lot of the competition that was so stupid that wants to overpay you can't do it anymore. So now all these people that you had to fight with to buy these cars can no longer buy cars. Majority of the buyers that we're seeing at the dealerships are getting turned down because their credit's not good, they already have a bank repo, they have some sort of credit issues, or they just simply don't qualify because of income. So all the people, like I said, that used to raise up the prices are going away, and it's going to push that downward momentum to keep prices continue to fall. So something else that's very good news is the fact that we're going to be able to sell you a lot of the repos that we're getting directly to the consumer. You don't need a dealer's license, none of that stuff. We're actually working with Copart to launch this thing off. So this way we can sell cars directly to consumers without have to worry about brokers and everything else. There'll be different things that we're going to talk about, which I'll break out in another video, but you'll be able to actually buy cars at an auction just like a dealer without being a dealer. And if you are a dealer, there's still lots of great deals out there where you can buy from us as well. But I'll get into another video. But I'd love to know your opinion on the used car market. What are you guys currently seeing in your area? Are dealers starting to trend downwards and lower prices? Are you starting to see a lot of the dealerships fill up? Pretty much everyone here in Vegas is filled to the gills, and the auctions are as filled as well with a lot of repos. I think that's why so many banks are going ahead and pushing those lower prices because they got to get rid of these supplies. Also, definitely check out our website, Automotive Life. We have a lot of new things coming out. We have new classes. If you're looking at buying cars, flipping cars, you want to become a dealer, rental car company, or if you want to join our monthly group where we actually get together and do a weekly Q&A session, and we have kind of a Discord where we discuss the car business, car prices, where to get the best parts from, all that other fun stuff. Make sure you check it out. Links down in the description below. Follow us on Instagram at Lucky Lopez. And if you enjoyed the video and content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video.